What's up, everybody? It's your boy LB coming at you guys again. Another day, another review. So, the album I want to talk about today is a Gangstarr album right here. Hope you guys can see that. The Ownerz, released in 2003. You know what I'm saying? This was Gangstarr's sixth and final studio album before they broke up in 2005 due to some personal issues, differences, whatever you want to call it. So, anyway, for those of you guys out there that may not be familiar who Gangstarr is, Gangstarr, they're a hip-hop duo that was based out of Brooklyn, New York, that consisted of MC and lyricist, the late Guru, who was originally from Boston, Massachusetts, and DJ and producer DJ Premier, who is originally from Texas. I think he was born in Houston, but he grew up in Prairie View. But I don't know, they could be very close together. But anyway, Gangstarr actually started in 1985 in Boston, Massachusetts. Guru and I want to say Big Suge were like the guys who really started it up. And it featured them, some other MCs, various DJs and producers that helped them out. But Big Suge ended up catching a prison stint. He ended up doing a bid, and Guru relocated to Brooklyn in order to jumpstart his rap career, because he felt like that's where he could really make it. And you know, of course, once he settled in Brooklyn, he developed relationships and connections. He came across a beat tape that Premier had done. He got in contact with him. They met, and the rest is history. And they released 6 critically acclaimed albums. Probably out of all those albums, probably the most recognized one is Moment of Truth. But anyway, to get into the Ownerz though, the Ownerz was the final album that they done. This album took more of a back to basics approach. You know, like Moment of Truth was more melodic, you know, as far as the production sound, and Guru, he was more socially conscious on that album than he was on most of his other ones. But this album right here, it's more braggadocious, you know, as far as his lyrics. Not to saying that there's not a few hints of his like 5%er knowledge. And there aren't a few songs in there that tend to be deep, like Deadly Habits and Peace of Mind. What else? Ride At, In This Life, and the Eulogy and Zoning. But you know, Moment of Truth came out in '98, so Gangstarr took like another 4-year hiatus. And you know, of course, Premier was doing his thing as far as producing for countless artists. And, you know, Guru continued his Jazzmatazz series and a few other projects. So this album, you know, they dropped this album to show people that, yo, you know, Gangstarr is here. You know, we cemented. We the Ownerz, man. They pretty much was established and respected in the game by this time. And they just dropped this album to remind people of that. So that's why you get the kind of braggadocious lyricism and rhymes and everything, and the hard hitting beats from Premier. And the beats are hard hitting, but they're crisp. You know what I'm saying? They're not so clean where they're poppy, but they're crisp and they're hard enough. Definitely some bangers that'll bang in your trunk. You know what I'm saying? If you got a system, I know I bang this CD all the time. You know what I'm saying? I turn heads when I bump it. But you know, this album had 3 singles, Right Where You Stand, Skills, Nice Girl, Wrong Place. I don't really remember Nice Girl, Wrong Place, so I'm not really sure. I don't think that was really that big of a single, but I do remember Right Where You Stand, which featured Jadakiss, and Skills. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember both of those videos being played on Rap City back then, back when Rap City was Rap City, not what it got to be before it was canceled. But some other songs here I enjoy is the first track, Put Up or Shut Up, featuring Crumb Snatcher, which is another artist from Boston, Massachusetts. I think he actually retired from rapping. not too long ago. Deadly Habits, I like that song. Just Guru talking about some of the, like the, I guess the flaws and things that we have as people that can be detrimental to our lives. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He kissed a line about, like, like somebody owing you money, knowing that they owe you that money, but they living it up. You know what I'm saying? You see them living it up and all. I can relate to that myself. Nice Girl, Wrong Place. I wasn't too crazy about that song. That to me that just seemed like a song that might have just been placed on the album just for, I guess, like for maybe commercial appeal. Just, well, maybe not commercial appeal. Maybe just a little filler. But I mean, it's all right. But it's not one of my favorite tracks on here. Who Got Guns featuring Fat Joe and M.O.P. Great posse cut. Definitely a banger. I know another reviewer here on YouTube named Immobilarity1. He's from New York. He said that when this album dropped, that Who Got Guns was like a huge song in New York. He was like, everywhere you went, people were just rolling down the block bumping that song. But I can see why, because it's definitely a banger, man. Definitely enjoy Peace of Mind. They even have another part to the Militia. This is called Capture Militia Part 3, which features Big Suge and Freddie Fox. You know what I'm saying? Freddie Fox, another legendary rapper from New York, Long Island. He was very closely associated. I think Freddie Fox is actually, he might have been a member of the Gangstarr Foundation, or he was close affiliated. And In This Life featuring Snoop Dogg and a singer named Uncle Rio. Snoop Dogg, DJ Premier produced a couple of tracks on his Paid the Cost to Be the Boss album. And you know how that usually works out. You do a favor for me, I do a favor for you. It might have been one of those situations. But yeah, man, this album, it may not be up to like what Moment of Truth was, but this album definitely has plenty of bangers to satisfy your taste. And it's still unfortunate that Gangstarr ended the way it did. I mean, you can't control death. You know what I'm saying? Death has no name. But it's sad that Premier and Guru weren't able to resolve their issues and like put out one more album. Because I know in an interview that Premier did with Vlad TV, he said that that's one of his many regrets, that they didn't get to just do that one more album. But this is still a great album. Like I said, plenty of bangers. Definitely a knock in your trunk, man. What can be better than that? Nice beats with great lyricism, man. That's what we need more in hip hop, man. But Gangstarr, the Ownerz, you know what I'm saying? This album is still in print, so if you come across it, hey, pick it up, man. You won't be disappointed. But I will say that if you are somebody that plans on getting in to Gangstarr, I would recommend starting with this album. I would start with the early albums. I would start with their first album, like maybe No More Mr. Nice Guy. Well, we don't even have to go back that far. I would say maybe start with Step in the Arena or Daily Operation. Daily Operation is one of my favorites. That's probably like my favorite Gangstarr album. But I recommend starting with the early albums if you want to get with them. But this is definitely a good one. So pick it up if you come across it. And as always, love, peace, and happiness. And be blessed. Peace out.